disappointing result, and more disappointment because of how well we prepared yesterday and today's walkthrough. Certainly the fan support was terrific, but we just had these, don't exaggerate, call them monumental, but we had these breakdowns on just one-on-one plays. Drove the ball. Terrific job in the first half, 2 second chance points, 7 in the second half. And now today the number is 14 turnovers. Howard Isley had addressed them offensively and said 11 or fewer and we would win the game going away. So, when you sign up, they don't tell you every day is going to be a great day. They say every day is going to be an opportunity. So now for separation in the league, you have to win road games. That's stating that you're going to win at home majority of the time. So hats off and congratulations to Indiana. They went to their strength, 52 points in the paint, and we didn't have enough to win a 15-round fight. Probably had enough to win a 12-round fight, but not a 15-round fight. And every night in the Big Ten is going to be a 15-round fight and a championship fight. So off tomorrow, back at it on Thursday.
Question?
Yeah, like you said, 52 points in the paint for them tonight. Can you elaborate on what made them so tough to stop on the interior?
Overwhelming size, right? And when I looked at them, I thought they were superior, not average. They were a superior interior passing team. And I don't know where they're, Renault had 4 turnovers, Ware had 2, but they put the ball in the position where those guys could get buckets. But it's a tribute to them, because going in, the anticipation is they know where their bread is buttered, and they were going to. Think about this. This is a Division I game. We lost. We gave up 3 threes, right? So, again, overwhelming size though. Across the board, their size was different. They're bigger than T. Reed and bigger than Olivier, and T. Will had a tough matchup with McKenzie, who was probably, I don't know what they list him at, but sure seemed to be about 6'8" or 6'9" against T. Will 6'5". But the size and their true commitment to interior passing.
Phil, just to use your phrase, are you guys still figuring out, I guess, how your bread is buttered, sort of on maybe both ends of the floor, what you lean on?
If we're figuring it out, I would say no. We're not executing it exactly how it needs to be executed. This is going to be built on balance, right? It's got to be a balanced attack. It has to be quicker, not faster. It has to be a quicker attack. And I'm not sure that a lot of times we had quick, again, strong half-court defensive team, heavy help team. You have to attack that, and it now happened against Memphis. It happened against Texas Tech, where we're playing. God bless you. We're playing sideline to sideline and not enough in an attack mode. Like, we have to start thinking about how many times the ball touches the paint and playing off of that.
Yeah, with Will Cheddar, could you talk about the fire and the offense that he gave you tonight, that he's been giving you this season, and the source of his improvement?
The source of his improvement is the man in his mirror. flat out the man in his mirror. You wanna come tomorrow morning, and I'll pick a time and say 8 o'clock, he'll be in there shooting. And then he'll be on campus, getting set to graduate from Michigan in 3 years. It's extraordinary. And to see his work paid off. And ironically, at Oregon, I told him there were a couple of plays he passed up. There were a couple of shots. He made a really big one to tie it at 81. He passed up a 3, and he looked like the freshman will, where his feet and his brain and his heart were all racing. But it's flat out his absolute fire to improve comes from inside, the way he's been raised, and his also cherishing this opportunity, right? A lot of guys call it the way it is. He started 6 games at the end of the year last year. He looked out of place. He doesn't now. He can play.
Phil, with Terrace, I think he sat out from 13-minute mark on. Can you kind of evaluate where he stands in the rotation until the last possession, and what does he need to improve his game?
He has to slow down, catch the ball cleaner, and make quicker decisions. So, it's not my call, but we're not walking away from him when another guy has it going, right? So they played 22 and 18 minutes, right? So they split that position, and Will had it going. Tyrus Reed didn't drop his head. He's not gonna work less at it. And now with Juwan back, he gets to go in the lab with Juwan. Not knocking Jay Smith, but you got a guy with the PhD on low post play in Juwan, and that will enhance Tyrus's performances.
Phil, right here. Ask the players before you about this, just about the late moments in the close games. Obviously, different years are not factors, right? But when you have guys who have seen the close games go the wrong way a couple times, I wonder, is there any of that playing into it, or what does it feel like in the huddle in these close games? Because I think now in this era, I think it's 1 in 14 in games that finish within 1 possession.
I don't sense anything in the huddle. I don't sense doubt in the huddle. And it's a play, right? We were 1 for 4 in the last 30-some seconds out of Oregon from the foul line. That's a play. Tonight, there was a play where we wanted to try something on a foul line, and we made a foul shot instead of missing a foul shot. I still think that their awareness, the way they speak to each other, in those moments, it's not just hear the noise of the crowd, but you have to listen to the instruction. And all of us, not players only, all of us have to do, and we need one to break through. We need a breakthrough one where everybody say, wow, you mean it does come out on the right side.
You told us on Monday that you wanted to see this team improve defensively when it came to closeouts, when it came to transition defense. What did you see in those 2 areas tonight? Did you see any sort of improvements, or is it still kind of
Great question. Different kind of challenge, right? Like you have a team coming in, they only averaged 4 made threes. 2 of the threes were not closed out well enough. The one away from our bench and the one right in front of their bench. I think the kid's name's Gunn, maybe, right? Not a good enough closeout. The McKenzie's 3 was not a good enough closeout. But they're not gonna look for a lot of threes. So were we better at it? I can't judge that, right? Did we get better at tracing the ball? Probably C, but not a B or an A game. when we need it. And transition are just not a team that runs that hard. When they do run, though, it's attack the basket. I didn't feel like we were at a disadvantage in transition. And I would flip it and say, like, one of the things that we have to get back to is we now have to push at other teams to make them uncomfortable. But hard judge, because this was a different game. This was two bigs, pounded inside. Did we rotate well? Did we communicate with the look and see and actually listen to the tape to see if we did communicate well enough? But today, the hole in the dike today was middle drives.
Obviously Doug had 33 the other night, and then tonight he struggled. What do you make of where he's at and what his night was like tonight?
I think that the other day Doug had 33 and today he struggled. I don't know. I don't know. You know, like, that's who we're riding with. And, you know, if you want to break it down and say, well, he was a little quick tonight. He was a little quick. Have to have a conversation with him. Did the ball not going in early, I think he missed his first 6 or 7. Did that affect him? There was a game in the Bahamas, Memphis. He was all over the place. And then he settled in and played a really strong 13 or 15-minute game. Playing a lot of minutes, asked to guard the other team's ball handler. And you know what? He was a boxer. And today he got knocked down. He'll get up. He didn't get knocked out, but he got knocked down. It's just, it's not him. And hopefully with Jalen a little bit more, we can cut his minutes down. Maybe some of it is fatigue at the end.
Anything else?
Thank you.